So in this video, I'm going to go over this top N per dimension tool in SEO workflows. This was obviously very difficult to name. That's what I came up with. Hopefully it makes a little bit more sense after I walk through the actual functionality here. So what's actually going to happen is you can put any CSV you want into this drop zone, quote unquote, and it will populate the data and allow you to make adjustments to that data set. Specifically, it will allow you to get the top any number per a dimension, as it says top n per dimension. I realize it's really hard to comprehend, so let's just walk through it. We'll add this data set and it will ask us some questions. These will be the same questions regardless of the data set that you add in, but it will be grabbing the dimensions and the metrics that actually exist within your data set. Any metrics will be any kind of numerical data that existed, and any dimension will be any categorical, like words and different things like that, right? Anything that is not, an integer or numeric value, right? So you see keyword, URL, et cetera. This original data set was this right here. So it's just an export from SEMrush if you're familiar with that tool. If not, don't worry about it because again, you could add in any data sets you want. So this is a dimension, some of these over here are dimensions, but all of these are metrics, position prior, et cetera, traffic percent, et cetera, all metrics, right? Because they're numerical values. So what can we actually do? So what we could do, and let me just do it once and I'll explain what's going on, is I could select URL, I could select traffic and descending. It will say loading for a moment. There we go. It'll tell you when the data conversion is complete. And what you'll actually find is that each URL now only exists 5 times in the data set. However, let's, for example, take the home page right there. Let's check out how many times they actually existed in the original data set. So the home page originally was in the data set 1,502 times. So now there's only 5 instances of the home page. How did it choose those 5s? Is that what it actually did was it pretty much said, okay, for this URL, let's filter this by traffic descending. And let's pick the first 5 keywords right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'd expect if I hop back in here, same keywords, depth agency, depth period, the depth USA, et cetera, those 5 keywords. Because what the tool actually did is that took the dimension URL, it sorted the data set by traffic descending because we chose traffic right here, and then it returned the top 5 instances. Well, what if I want top 10? We can just adjust that to 10. Give it a second to think about what's going on. And now we'll have the top 10 for each of those. Let me sort this. The sort is being funky. Not sure why the sort is being funky, but hopefully that makes sense. Let's come back into here. Let's say, okay, never mind, I changed my mind. Let's do the top 2. And this is being a little glitchy. There we go. And now we have the top 3. 1, 2, 3. As you saw, sometimes when you delete a number and it has 0 there, it kind of messes with the tool a little bit. So just be aware of that. You might want to just hit reset inputs and reset it versus making these adjustments, or you could just highlight it and put in 4. So there's never a time that there is a 0 right there, just because that will throw an error like we just saw a moment ago. But hopefully this makes sense. Again, the use cases of this, there's actually a plethora of them. One could be if you're trying to map keywords to a page and you just want to see the top 10 per page, so you don't have to deal with all the noise of the excess data, like we were just seeing in the source data set here, where it had 1,500 rows for a single page, and you just want to see the top instances of keyword targets. That could be a use case. And several other things, right? It's just whenever you're trying to pare down a data set to only give you the top values based on some dimension. I think that's about it for this one. Hopefully that all makes sense. Of course, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.